Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Milligan. I'd like to introduce dentists to a fabulous new course put on by Dr. Tom Nabors of Oral DNA and Amy Doneen and Brad Bale of the Bale-Doneen method. Tom, Amy, Brad, thanks so much for being with us here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, this is phenomenal information for dentists that you can help your patients so much with. Amy and Brad, why don't you tell us a little bit about your heart attack and stroke prevention clinic, and then what you're going to teach dentists in the one-day course November 2nd in Las Vegas.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've been focusing on heart attack and stroke prevention now for a decade. We each have our own clinical practices in different parts of the country. We have a method that we come up with. We have a 2-day course where we actually teach our comprehensive method, but it's become very apparent in the recent American Heart Association paper that was published in circulation pointed out that we now have level A evidence that periodontal disease is independently associated with cardiovascular risk. That's huge level of evidence.
We have been giving courses to medical providers around the country for about 6-7 years now, and they're CME courses. And about 2010, the literature started to tread on our territory a little bit when we started to pay attention to the oral systemic connection via the inflammatory component, which is where we met Dr. Tom Nabors, who opened our eyes basically to the dramatic relationship. So around, I would say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we started to realize that in our medical course, we wanted to be inclusive of the dental community because we had a lot to learn and we felt at the same time we had a lot to share. So what we have developed over the last 6 months is a course specialized to the dental community,
right,
to recognize and celebrate the science and the literature behind the oral systemic connection. And we joined forces with Dr. Tom Nabors because his work over the last 20 years on the oral microbial connection with the vascular health has really kind of made it all clear to us.
Right.
So the course on November 2nd, it's being held in Las Vegas. It's a 6.5-hour CME course, which is directed at the clinical application of the science behind the oral systemic connection.
Right.
So our goal with that course is to really take to the table the science and then the discussion points that need to be brought out on how the dentist communicates to the medical provider and how the medical provider is going to communicate with the dentist so that the patient at the end of the day gets the benefit of two bodies of science,
right,
communicating together for overall global health.
The dentists that attend this and the hygienists will understand the vital link of clinical laboratory values to your own health and to your
Exactly.
patient's health. So
Mhm.
you'll start asking yourself whether you're healthy, but also you'll start asking certain values on your patients as you take the medical history. So our objective is not just to keep our patients alive while they're in the dental chair. Our objective is to make sure that they are alive for a year or 2 years or 10 years down the road,
Right.
and therefore we need to understand laboratory values in order to validate the medical history. This course on November the 2nd is the most dramatic and exciting course that I've ever been associated with, and I think it'll be the most exciting course that dentistry has ever had.
One of the exciting things we're going to do in this course that I think is really kind of groundbreaking is do role playing between the dentist, the hygienist, the medical provider, and the patient to learn how to actually carry on the dialogue in the dental community on how you bring up heart attack and stroke prevention within the dental community, how the dentist talks to the physician or the medical provider, and how do you begin that conversation so it's not so foreign. So in addition to that, also we're going to be presenting documents that referral letters and different things. We really want to bring the science directly to the arena of practice, and that's one of the many elements we're excited about.
Fantastic. So join me. I will be there at the meeting November 2nd, Las Vegas, with Dr. Tom Nabors of Oral DNA and Amy Doneen and Brad Bale of the Bale-Doneen method. Be there. It's going to be a great course. You will benefit yourself, you'll benefit your family, and you'll benefit your patients. Join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's very kind. Thank you, sir.